Hey guys, this is notes number 1, and today's goal is going to be to learn how to combine like terms to simplify an expression. So first, the vocabulary. So we're going to hear these terms quite a bit through the whole semester. The first one is term. Now a term is a number or variable, or both, separated by a plus or minus sign. So here in example A, if I look at this expression here, this is called an expression, notice how I have a plus sign here and a minus sign here. So in this case, I have this is a term, that's one term, this is a second term, this is a third term. So in this example, I have 3 terms. So there's 3 of them, and they're going to be 3x squared, that's one term, x is another term, and minus 7 is a third term. So we can just think about terms as being parts of an expression or equation when we get there. The second vocab term for today is going to be the word constant. Now a constant is going to be a fixed number. So this is a fixed value. Now, in maybe nicer words, you may say that it's a number on its own. So a number on its own. So what does that look like in an expression? So coming back to example A, if you look at these 3 terms, do you have a constant term? Is there one that's just a number on its own with no variable? And if you look carefully, this negative 7 here is a number on its own. So we call that the constant. So in this case, the constant is going to be negative 7. We call this a constant. And then lastly, we have the term coefficient. The term coefficient. This is defined as a number that we use to multiply. A variable. So a coefficient is a multiplier. You might say it's a number to the left of a letter, if you want to be a little bit less formal. So for example, in this same example A, if I look at these 3 terms, this is a constant because it has no letter next to it. But if I look at this term here, notice how it's a 3 times x squared. Well, this 3 is multiplying this x squared. So this 3 is a coefficient. So I would call this 3 a coefficient. And also in this next term, whenever you have an x by itself, or any variable by itself, there is a coefficient there that we don't see. It's going to be a 1. So there's a 1 here that we don't see, right? But that's also a coefficient. So in this case, I have a second coefficient, which is a 1. So this example has 2 coefficients. The 3 is a coefficient. The 1 is a coefficient. Remember, to put all together, this negative 7 is a constant because it does not have an x attached to it. One last note here. Notice how, again, when you have a variable by itself, there is a 1. So x is the same as 1 times x. That'll come up a lot in our class, so be aware with that. Okay, with that, go ahead and stop this video and please try examples B and C.